So I want to talk to you about what you're going to do tomorrow, first of all, before you come here. Now, anything I say, you guys do what you want, but I promise you, if you choose to do this, you're going to experience actually experiencing this and getting some new results. Because when you say some of the most effective moments were when you actually did the Kegel exercise, or when you did the saying what you feel, and I love that, and supercharging for someone else, you experience something different, right? Versus just hearing content that felt good. If you take these things you know and you apply them by living them, you're going to experience a shift. And when Gandhi said, when what you think, what you say, and what you do are all the same, you'll experience total freedom. Total love, total freedom, total fulfillment. And that's the truth, because how often do we say the thing we want and we don't do it? We have three choices in any situation. We can leave the situation we don't like, we can fall in love with the situation that we don't like, and then come up with what we do like. So if you're in a job you don't like, that doesn't mean you have to leave it right away. You can also just go, what do I like about it? Well, I get paid here, okay? I know this person, and I hang out with this person a lot, and I bond with that person. And you can get to a state where you actually love the job that you're in, and you can love your connection to yourself. And a lot of times when you do that, it's not scary to leave it. It becomes much more effortless, or you just choose to stay there. So most of us, we all have these choices of, I don't like the situation, so you can leave it, or I don't like the situation, so you can love it. What most people do is they go, no, what I need to do is be in a situation where I don't like the situation, and I'm going to stay there. I'm going to keep hating it, because I've trained myself that what I want to be doing actually is being really mad at myself, that you're actually more comfortable being at war with yourself, which is exactly where many people would love to have you, because then their product can help you, right? So what we want to do instead is hear what we want, whether it's to love the situation or leave the situation or whatever it is, hear the thing that you want, and then do the thing. Now, there's going to be some emotional chaos because it's the death of that old story, but you're going to experience yourself showing up. And if you actually really want to get change that you can't go back from, because realize this isn't motivation. Motivation is when you're going to make the thing happen. That's great. But this is you accessing a real you, and it's much more like leaving the matrix. And once you leave the matrix, it's kind of hard to go back in it because you know it's BS. So the things that you're learning here, you can't unlearn. You're kind of stuck in a higher level of awareness now. And it's up to you if you want to enter that awareness with the knowing of what you want to do and experience yourself aligning with the awareness. But if you don't, then you're going to go, I know that I should be doing this, and you're going to feel more and more resistance to yourself because you're not doing the thing that you want to do. So an exercise that you're going to do tomorrow if you like, and I really recommend it, and it will do so much benefit for everyone in the room if you do it, because you will be a space of so much more love. I'm not good with chairs. You'll be in a space of so much more love and be able to actually hear people on a whole different level and take so much more of what they're saying and give so much more. So before you guys come, set your alarm clock for an hour earlier. So go to bed an hour earlier. If you're like, oh, but then just go to bed an hour earlier. Because I know whatever I say, ego's going to, as you hear this, you're going to notice ego all over the place. It's going to, yeah, but. That's why we want to do this exercise. To love that so we can transcend that, right? We want to be excited about showing up and doing the work, not come up with, I remember once doing an event and be like, find a partner, you didn't come here. And everyone's like, oh. And I'm like, wait, why are you here? You don't want to show up and do this. So this is an opportunity for you to actually move from hearing this intellectually and then rewiring your body to prove to yourself after a good hour of evidence that you're still safe. So you're going to set your alarm an hour earlier, and you're going to at least turn on to airplane mode your phone, and not have your laptop on, not have Facebook ready to go in case you don't like it, but still have the things turned off, but have something that monitors the time. So I like to put my phone on airplane mode, but still have an alarm for 1 hour later. I like to go an hour. I actually went 2 hours mostly every day. Now I'm at a place where I don't want to become fundamentalist about it, so I go more an hour, and sometimes I go 2 still, but this is really crazy. So you don't do it in a way where your mind is trying to take the thoughts and move them to a different place. That's okay if you want to do that. You're welcome to. But who's the one that's trying to move the thoughts? That's what we were talking about earlier. Who's trying to see it the right way? Okay, visualize yourself. You're a deer drinking from a pond. Now your mind's like, am I the right kind of deer? I don't even know if I'm a deer, a female deer. I don't know what I am. Right? So what you're going to do is you're just going to sit and watch the show of your mind. You know, people always do research. They always do research on Google. They go, I'm trying to find the right way to eat. I'm trying to find the right way to work out. Did you notice whatever you find is the right way, you can find the opposite argument too? There's arguments for why you shouldn't drink milk or you should, or why you shouldn't eat a certain food or you should. There's arguments for why you should work out every day or make sure you alternate every other day so that you have a day of rest. You won't get results unless... There's so many things that have arguments of how to do everything. But we very rarely research here. This is where you'll get actual research. What I've discovered is the answer is what my body says to do. The deepest calling, not your ego. Your ego, sometimes we think is our deepest calling, but if you really listen deeply, you know it's not. Your ego might think your highest excitement would be to be bullshitting, or your highest excitement might be to block that, or your highest excitement might be to go another day doing something you hate. And maybe it actually is, but you know under it, and you can feel it deeper in your body that there's something deeper, that there's something bigger. So you're going to listen, and you're going to start the process of just accessing that part of your body. And I said this at the last event, but people always talk about this. Whenever they're in a stressful position, everyone, when they're in a chaotic moment, they always say something like this. Deep down, I know I'm going to be totally fine. Deep down, I know everything's fine. Yeah, I broke up with that person, but deep down, I know everything. And we always look at deep down as a place when we suffer to just like look in the window of. Like, I know I'm fine, I'm going to hold on deep down. But what if we did this work and we made deep down the place that we live? So you just know you're going to be fine, but it's not like you're using it to save you. It's just like, yeah, you're fine. You almost don't even notice the problems that you're talking about that you're fine from because you live in deep down. So doing this exercise puts you in a place of deep down where you actually prove to yourself you're fine. And all you're going to do is you're going to set your phone on airplane mode. You're going to have the alarm set for an hour later. If you don't have that type of phone, like don't have a phone but then set your alarm for an hour later, but make sure that no one can interrupt you. And just choose to sit in a position that's really comfortable, whatever it is. I just wake up and I like to sit up in the bed. I put a pillow here and I just sit. My legs are crossed and I just start. I'm just comfortable. And I watch the show start. And it's crazy. And I've now gotten to a place where I understand that as long as I stay in the room for an hour, I'm fine. But at first, the mind just wants to fight this. And it's almost horrifying if you sit and realize how weird it is that we're scared to sit. Think of that. Tomorrow you're going to go, oh, here I go. I have to be comfortable and rest. That's horrifying. I'd rather stress. We're so scared to actually connect to ourselves that we'd rather attack other people. We would rather fight other people than connect to ourselves. In wars, sometimes we'd rather kill other people than be wrong, right? We'd rather have a me or you type's position because we don't understand that there's a place of love under this. So there's a chaos that we're so comfortable and used to being in that we actually choose to. I don't feel stressed. I need to watch a movie like Taken. I need to watch this movie where this guy starts off normal with his daughter, and then she gets kidnapped, so everything goes to shit, and then he fights them and gets her back, and then they're back together. It's the same. You spent 2 hours and everything's the same. Went to crap, went back up to normal. That's it. Because movies are scared to show actually evolution. The Karate Kid did it a little bit, and there's a great movie called Peaceful Warrior, but almost every problem is that, like, we create a problem. We start off in a situation, we need to see drama so that we can overcome it, so that we can feel like we're evolving, and we can evolve back up to the exact same place that we were before. Right? It's insane. It's absolutely crazy. So instead of creating a sabotage to overcome, what would happen if we just let ourselves be overcome? Like, let these problems that are already there just be loved. So if you choose to sit, you'll sit, and your mind will start this thing. And as I said earlier, it'll show up and go, an hour, I can't do an hour. The only way it knows that is your past. That's the only evidence it has of that. And it's not that you can't, it's that you haven't. So every I can't is actually I haven't. Take that in. And the next limited thing is I'm going to sometimes. A lot of times people love to, I used to do this all the time, declare my big next mission statement so I could feel good enough to not do it. for the next 90 days, and then day 2, I'm just trying, I'm addicted to, like I'm just trying to create some mission that felt good enough to not do it. And it's when we actually live at the edge of our heart and do this and actually show up and feel this intense fear and pain. And by the way, the first week, it can be really hard doing this because it's like digging through mud and dog shit because there's a total gold mine under there that you can't see yet. So first, all you see is the crap because first this is the death of the old you. And you're going to keep going down and you're going to keep going down. But I noticed once I got to like day 18, 19, 20, that now it was moving forward. Now that all the crap's out of the way, possibility, expanding on itself, infinite possibilities, right? So the first day, tomorrow, might be really hard, just like the first day at the gym is a lot different than 3 years in, right? The first day at the gym, and you feel some results, but it's really hard in the gym. And by the way, the results that you'll get from this are not when you're doing the meditation. You'll get the results after it. Doing the meditation is like working out. It's the pain of the resistance and the pushing, but then afterwards, you'll discover all these benefits tomorrow. You will discover so many benefits, and eventually you'll notice that you can't discover the benefits anymore because the part of you that compares yourself to how you used to be is dying. The part of you that's comparing yourself to other people is dying. The part of you that's trying to get love from an external place is dying. So you start to move into this flower that's just connected to yourself and just being, and the part of you that was comparing yourself is now truly aligning with what you actually are. So as you do this and you sit, at first you're going to have the comparing voice go crazy, and you're going to think, well, if I meditate, I'll be fine. And sometimes you'll use that as an excuse to not meditate. That feels good enough, so I don't need to. You can't get out of this. You can't outwit this. So you actually have this opportunity to show up and just feel the chaos. And some people say, it's not working. It's not working because I feel a lot of pain today. That means it's working. Because the pain that you feel was in you in a dormant way waiting to come out, right? So if you feel pain, that means it was in you. So if you're saying it's not working and because you feel a lot of pain, that means that pain that you had been pushing down for years is coming out of you. It's showing up and it's on the edge. And if you feel it really big time, that's when you finally start to surrender. And there are days when I meditate where I'm like, you know what? I feel a massive boulder right now. I feel something, and our ego goes, I want to find what it's from. I wonder if it's because of my dad. But if you instead just go, I feel this boulder, there's times where I go, I'm going to walk around with a boulder today. I'm going to walk around with my heart feeling really heavy, and I walk around and I feel like crazy sometimes. And then there's times where I'll go, you know what, this is just me. I'm just going to have this boulder today. Then it leaves because I let go, because I allowed it to be there. So a lot of times when you're saying, I'm going to love this thing, it's not working, that's because you weren't actually loving it. You were loving it so it would leave, but you're still monitoring if it's there. You actually get to do this so that you can learn actual love. Real love for yourself that will accidentally spill over, and you will have so many changes that happen that you will actually need to watch old videos of yourself to see how much you changed because the monitor's left. But people around you after a few months will go, you're different. You're totally different. Because I can see the shift in you, because you're just so much more present and you're listening to me and you can be with me and I can change and you can change and I see how much more your business is thriving and how much more on alignment with you it is. So tomorrow you close your eyes and all this stuff comes up and you just love it. And don't love it like a verb. Just accept what comes up and go, yeah, that pain's there. Because you think that pain's bigger than you for a second, but you realize you're way bigger than the pain. You're so much more infinite than any pain you've ever felt. You just believed you were less than it. So this pain shows up and it goes, how long are we gonna do this? Do you know how much world changing you're doing by doing this? This is the most effective thing you can do to change the world. The most effective. This is bigger than if you were just right at this place and you just threw a big event and you just had 1,000 people, 10,000 people. This is the best way you can change the world because as this stuff comes up, you can't unlearn this. You have released this. And it's gone. And you'll have new things come up. But you keep releasing it and it'll go faster and faster. But you will become a space of love that you had no idea was sitting in you the entire time. And so many people around you will go, how did you do that? What is that? Or I just feel safe with you. I feel permission to be me. And they might just, even without doing their work, suddenly just feel permission to be themselves, and gradually their ego might leave, their fears might leave, their old stories might leave. This is what happens, and there's so many results that show up from this, infinite amount of results that show up from this that we can't see. Everything I'm saying right now is another result that showed up because of my 100 days of doing it, right? I didn't know it would come through like this. I didn't know that this would happen and that we're recording it and that Dan could write that in the book, right? I didn't know all the things that are coming from an infinite amount of results that you cannot see. So you sit there and the thought comes up, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't get this. Cool. All you got to do is stay there. And there's times you're going to go, I'm staying there. And you're like, who's this? Who's staying there? Who's this guy? That's, oh God, it's so hard to stay. Who's the one that thinks that there is over there? That there is a mission? You're there now. That's all you are is the moment. So this voice shows up and goes, what do I do? How do I do this? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared shitless. I don't get this. This isn't working. Just stay there. I promise you about 25 minutes in, don't expect that though, but still it'll work. It'll still be about 25 minutes in. You'll start to feel different. And you'll notice these things that you felt were outside of you, I gotta do this, are actually inside you. That they're just this thing that's like effortlessly, you're so much bigger than all of these problems. And you just sit there and you be with these problems and you allow them to be there. I don't know what I'm doing, and I wonder how much time is left and everything. And even if it didn't go perfect, if you did this, trust me, a lot of change happened that was beyond what you could see. And the only reason you might not feel change is because you've decided what change looks like. Change looks from your little box that it has to be this way. So as you tomorrow, also end your expectations. End your expectations of what the change needs to be because you're expecting it to be what you can see from your limited perspective of your past. Yes, anyone? What's happening today? Here, let me just help you so it doesn't seem insane. Any questions in this area? Yes, it's Screaming Random Men Day. But evolving out loud. What was your question?
Hello? Sorry,
Yeah.
the question is that when you're meditating, what, and I know you're not supposed to fight it, but a lot of times like half an hour will go past and I didn't even realize that my mind's gone on a tangent.
Sure.
And when you come out of that, do you just...
And do you have a judgment for the tangent?
A little bit of it's like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. So why is it not okay if the mind goes on a tangent?
I guess it is. Just because the tangent is, I could have been sitting at my desk doing the same thing.
Is that Bentley?
Yeah.
Hey, bud.
How you
That's a
doing?
guy that I worked with recently. We do these amazing groups called flow groups where we work with 4 people for a weekend. That's the only way that we do one-on-ones, where we work with 4 people for a weekend. And Bentley's awesome. And he's
So I've been
actually a good
doing
friend.
an hour and a half a day, which has been insane.
Yeah.
It really has changed.
And the
a
next
lot.
thing, and I know you really well, so I know what's actually going on. Your job is actually because what we don't notice is the tangent and the label of a tangent, or the judgment of the tangent, right? So he's saying, what happens when you go on a tangent? The given is a tangent's not okay. Now, that's your calling to be okay with the tangent. And by the way, by being okay with it, you're both the tangent and the observer of the tangent now that's okay with it. Right? So now it's there, but you're also there with it. And the more you'll start to realize, oh, I'm actually the space that's looking at the observer and the tangent. I'm the space that sees all of it. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So when you have a tangent, that's the answer. When a tangent shows up, a thing, that many meditations have taught us that you have to go back to a certain place. And that's great if that's what you want to do. For me, I don't think I got to steer it a certain place. I like to just go, I'm glad that's there. Because the same part of you that's trying to control all the shit in you will be triggered by everyone outside of you. Because you don't like in you what they're pulling up. But the more you become okay with yourself, the more you become okay with everyone outside. Because your only problem with everyone outside is they're triggering in you what you still haven't cleared out in you. A great example of that, and if you've seen this example before, don't say it. Please let people that have not seen this yet experience this. But if you haven't seen this, really quick, I would love for a few people to tell me something that really bothers them about other people. Like, what's a trait people have that like really piss you off? Is it self-worth, complaining, driving? Yeah. Driving? Yeah, what's that? People yell out at a seminar. Okay, did everyone hear that? Thanks for saying it. Yeah, because I'm like a jerk if I say it, but yeah, I get that one. I totally get it. Couple more? What? Disrespect. What? Yeah, okay, so that's bullshitter? Okay, yeah. I'm just kidding. What's that? Non-stop talking. I apologize. So, you guys have listed all these traits that really piss you off. Now, isn't it fascinating that none of the people that screamed out said the word murderer? You guys are fine. Well, too late. You guys are fine. You guys are all fine with murderers, as long as they don't talk too much. As long as they don't scream out while they're murdering. You like a nice, quiet murderer that doesn't scream out or talk too long. You want a nice, calm stabbing. Because not many people in here, hopefully, know what it's like to murder someone, so you don't have that resistance to that. You have a resistance to something either you don't like about yourself or you don't like about your parent. Right? Because I know I don't like that. I know I don't like that because my dad talked too much. Or I don't know why I like that because, I didn't like being interrupted. I felt a flow being interrupted, and my blah, blah, blah used to do that, or I've done that before, right? And we only give a shit about stuff that has to do with us. If I said to you, you're a purple monster, you just think I'm nuts. You're like, no, I'm not. But if I said, you talk too much, some people are like, ugh. Because that's something you haven't transcended about yourself and you haven't been okay with. So, if you take all this pain that you feel and you accept it, then it can leave and you'll have this bizarre oblivion to things that you used to be pissed about in other people. You'll be oblivious to it. You won't even notice it. It won't be in your sight anymore as something that's annoying. And less people become annoying, and the less they're annoying. And if someone is, get excited. You just found a new thing in you that you didn't like that you get to learn how to love. And realize that until you found that, you've been spending your entire life still in a little bit of resistance. You realize that after Sunday night, you will leave here with a being in a way that you've never been before. You've always had some of these resistances to yourself up until Monday. Right? So you're going to do this exercise and you're going to experience life now a little freer of your old resistances and experience what life's like when you move that way. So if you sit there and you allow yourself for an hour to find all these things, it's not your job to even verbally, I accept you so that it leaves. Just be with it. Be okay with it. It's showing up. Oh, I might do this wrong. I'm scared shitless. I hope I'm doing this right. This isn't working. These are all thoughts. They're not you. They're all Gary. I'm doing this wrong. This sucks. I don't know. Every word that comes up in your mind is Gary. And your emotions are just your reaction to the thoughts, your resistance to the thoughts. That's what an emotion is. So when you feel the emotion, then it clears that out. You feel the emotion, be with it, and then you realize it's okay if it's there. It'll leave when it wants, not when you decide. You deciding it needs to go now will keep it there. You're being a control freak. Your ego's being a control freak. You're actually accessing what you actually are, which is the space that'll collect it for you, that'll just love it. So, tomorrow before you come here, if you do this, tomorrow you will be a part of a whole new collective of people that all did this, and this entire room will move so much freer because we'll all have released a little bit more of us, and you don't need to release the whole thing. It never is all the way gone. I find new crap every day. But I also am getting to express higher and faster and freer. I'm having so much more. I had a blast at the January event. I'm having more fun at this one. Because I'm 3 months later, and I'm just even freer, and I'm just enjoying my life. It's really a weird concept to just enjoy your life. Why don't we enjoy it instead of trying to figure out how to do it right? You don't go onto a roller coaster going, how was this built? I got to figure out the right way to sit. You enjoy the ride. This is a ride, and it's so freaking fun. So are you guys willing? Raise your hand if you're willing to do this exercise tomorrow before you come in. Well, that would be amazing, and you'd be giving a huge gift to the world. So give yourselves a round of applause for that, first of all. And give everyone else a round of applause for that.